Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'll be explaining something called first and second order consequences, which is something that's very important for you guys to know. It involves two things, which is time and energy. You know, as everyone knows, we have 24 hours in a day, right? And you might also be having aspirations of your dreams to become someone, or you'll be looking up to like a role model or something. But the difference between you right now and, let's say this is you and this is your role model, the difference between you and role model is two things that is just separating is just the time and energy that they kept into something. So for instance, if you want to be a musician, right? Let's take, for instance, this role model is Drake, and you are now starting. You see, the only difference between you and Drake is he used time and most of his energy and kept it into music. And when you do that for a certain period of time, that's how you create an energy or effect that brings scores. So I'm going to draw a diagram. Let's use this diagram. Right? Let's say this is time. This is results. And this is effect. No. Let's say action. Action. Right. So I'll draw this diagram. So for instance, let's say you are someone who wants to become intelligent or have a business, right? And you know nothing about business. And you are, let's say, 17 years old now, right? I'm going to put time in. This is 17 years old, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, right? And let's say you want to become a millionaire like after 5 years, which is 22, right? So you say, okay, I'm going to start reading books. So let's say you start reading books here. And yeah, at 17, you start maybe read like 5 books, right? 18, read like 5 books, 10 books, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right. So if you read 5 books in like you're 17 now, and after a year, the books that you've read, let me put memory. Let me put memory here. So for instance, you read a book, right, for a year. That's the action that you took. And your memory is going to be, the memory of the book that you read is going to be very, very, it's not going to escape you because it's something that you just done for a short period of time. It didn't take like a lot of days, so it's fresh in your mind. Your memory is kind of fresh, right? So this book that you read, you won't find the effect of it. As you can see, you took the action here, the time is very, very small, right? So for instance, if you're a musician and you start working on your music for like, let's say 4 hours a day, the effect of your work is not going to be shown because it's time that's going to determine. So you keep doing this for several years, right? This is results, right? So for instance, your first year, you're not going to see results. The second year, you're not going to see results, right? For the fourth year, you're not going to see results. But as time goes on, your results are going to be exponential. That is how billionaires like make profit from their business. So for instance, if you take Amazon, right? Amazon, I don't know what year it started, but when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he didn't make profits for like 20 years, right? He didn't make profit for 20 years. These were the actions that he took. So for instance, he sold books, he sold toys and stuff, and all this stuff. He didn't make no profit. So these were the results. This was time, and memory. So he put in action, right? And there was no results. But after some years, his profit was exponential. And that's the difference between, people that think long term and short term, right? So there is a linear, there's a linear growth, right? And there's an exponential growth. And you can check most of the wealthiest people in the world, their net worth is not like linear most of the time. It goes like this, then boom. Because that's how time works. You might think, okay, I'm just reading books, right? So I'm not seeing any effects. But the things we do today, you won't see the effects today. As time goes on, like in future, that's when you see a result. It also happens when you go to the gym. Like you work out like three times in a week, right? You do it for a month, you see no results. But when you keep doing it for like, let's say 2 months, that's when you start seeing results. It's not what you did today. It's the things that you did 3 weeks or prior a month ago. That's where you see the results. And understanding this is what I'm going to explain how you can use first and second order consequences, right? So, for instance, let's say you want to start a business. Most of you you guys want to open like an agency, marketing agency. So you have an agency, right? Or maybe just take your life in general. You want to open a business. You want to maybe study a new language, right? And you want to, post content on Instagram, YouTube, run ads on Facebook, and I don't know. Yeah, let's just take this, right? So, all human beings, all you have is time and energy. When you wake up, you have 24 hours and a certain amount of units of energy, right? So, I'll use two individuals here. Let's say this individual wants to do all these things so his business grows, right? And this individual also wants to open an agency, but he's just focusing on YouTube to generate leads to his business, right? But this guy wants to scale his business. So he wants to do Instagram, YouTube, Facebook ads, and all the stuff, right? But this guy is just focusing on YouTube to generate leads to his business. And they all have same amount of time, 24 hours, 100 units of energy. So this guy will wake up and say, okay, I'll give 1 hour to Facebook ads, and I'll give, let's say, 3 hours to my business, and I'll give 2 hours to learning a new language, 4 hours to Instagram Reels, then let's say 1 hour to YouTube, right? Now when you add this, let me see, 5, 7, 10, 11. That's 11 hours that he's spending on his business, right? But it's not focusing on the main business. It's just displacing all the energy he has at different places, right? So this guy was always saying, okay, I'll use 8 hours on my business, right? And 3 hours on, let's say, his YouTube that is focusing on to generate leads, right? Now, using this time and energy, right? So for instance, let's say if you are stranded on an island, right? You're stranded on an island, you have nothing to eat, or you want to, maybe you caught a fish and you want to, start a fire, right? And by chance you have like a microscope or something. You can start like a fire with a microscope by just focusing on a certain, direction for a certain time period, right? And when you do that for some time, you spark a fire and you can create food. And that's how it also bleeds into business, right? So if this guy is just waking up every day and he's spending 8 hours on his business and 3 hours on YouTube, right? And this guy is just dispersing his energy anywhere. Today he's doing this, he's doing that, today he's doing that. After a certain period of time, right? Even though they are all doing, let's say, digital, email marketing, right? Let's say that they are both doing the same, having the same agency. This guy is just focusing on one thing, and this guy is focusing on different things. But if they keep doing this for a certain period of time, this person who is focusing on less is going to have much results, because he just what he focuses on, and he's going to know the bad side of the business and the good side of the business, because this is the only thing I focus on, right? So let's use first order sequences first. First order and second order consequences. Now, enough of business. I'll use this for like how this affects in our life too. So let's use two guys, right? So these guys have like a family, let's say many family, many children, right? And they buy like a new house. And yeah, now they're in a new house, they have like a family, they have 5 wives, so they have to improve their lifestyle, their income, right? And this guy decides to, let's say he wants to buy a TV to entertain his family. So he buys a TV, right? And this guy decides, no, I'm not going to buy TV, I'll rather invest in books, right? Okay. So this guy is going to spend money on TV, right? And this guy is going to spend money on books. And we know whatever we spend, when we spend some money on something, we tend to want to use it, right? You can't just buy a TV and just put it down, right? So he buys a TV and now he has to watch a TV, right? The first order of consequences, he bought a TV, right? Now the second consequence is for him to watch the TV. This guy's first consequence was he bought books, right? And now he has to read the book. And these guys will be doing different things, right? This guy will be watching the TV, maybe he uses it for like 4 hours a day. He watches TV for hours. This guy reads book for 4 hours a day, right? So let's say for instance, if they do this for a year, this guy, most of the time that he spends, is not going to gain any knowledge from the TV, because TV only produces things to entertain, not things to make your, improve your knowledge or whatever. But if this guy keeps reading books, right, he's going to gain knowledge at the end of the day, right? And maybe this 4 hours that this guy is using here to watch TV, he could have invested in doing something different. Maybe he took that 4 hours from his day that he previously maybe used to work out, right? And now he has, focused on watching TV. And maybe his health will become very bad, right? And that will be his third order consequences. He started watching TV, he bought a TV, watched the TV, and now he's not able to exercise, right? So his health is going bad, right? And this guy bought books, read books, and now his third consequence is gaining knowledge, right? And this guy's health become bad. That's his third order consequences. And due to him watching TV, his health has become bad. Now he can focus on his business, right? So his business is going to fail, right? And this guy has knowledge, right? So he's going to apply the knowledge in his business, and his business is going to scale. That's the fourth order consequences. And now that the business has failed, right, he's not going to have enough money to support his family. And this guy is going to have enough money to improve the lifestyle of his and his family's, wherever they want. And now since he's not able to have money to afford the lifestyle that his family has, he might have a divorce from his wife. The wife might take children from him, right? And this guy, relationship with his family will be much better because they have financial freedom or whatever. And now that he's alone, he becomes depressed, right? And this is the spiral that we humans go through. right? And every stage that we get, we try to blame it on something else. But we don't see where it's all coming from. It's all coming from this. He bought a TV, and now he has sold the TV, and now he's spending time on the TV. That the same time he could have been using to do something different that would improve his life, right? And now his health is bad because he's just sitting eating whatever he wants, and now he can't think well to focus on his business. He's losing money, he lost his family, now he's depressed. While this guy is just reading, right? And we know reading is very boring. It's something difficult to do, right? But he took that out, and now he has gained knowledge, applied it to his business, and his business has scaled up. Now his family is doing good, and now they are financially free. So that's the first and second order consequences, right? And these guys also have 24 hours in a day. So you guys remember when I said you might want to be a musician, right? And you look up to Drake, right? You have 24 hours as the same as Drake, right? You might wake up and just watch his videos, right? Spend like 8 hours watching his videos, while Drake is out there making music videos for you to watch, and he's making money. And that's going to be a consequence, because you just watching, it's not going to have any effect on your life. So either you watch their videos, or you make videos for other people to watch, and when they watch, you are going to get paid. So it's not like Drake is some kind of superhero. No, he just uses his time well. And that's how first and second order consequences is. So if I have this exercise that I use, like a time management, right? So when I wake up, like I set an alarm for like 30 minutes, right? So let's say if I wake up at 6 a.m. and it's 6:30, an alarm is going to ring, right? And I have to put down what I am doing. So at the end of the week, when I take these things and see where my time went, right? And I see it didn't go to what I was supposed to do to improve my life, I eliminate that. And the hours that I spent on maybe Instagram, I make sure I put it back to my work, because that's the thing that I need to improve my life, right? Because most of you know, you wake up and you work and you think like, oh, I've worked, right? But at the end of the day, or let's say, I don't know, of like 3 months, right? You don't see results. Because you think you've just worked, like work, but what you did was not what was going to improve the business. And you don't necessarily need to spend on scrolling, right? Like I said, you might have an agency, and what you actually need to do is do cold calls, cold emails, like just client acquisition, right? But you don't do that. You just put most of your energy in like making Instagram reels, making TikTok, just building your personal brand, but that's not what's going to scale your business. So using this system, just timing yourself every 30 minutes is going to show you how you use your time. And at the end of the week, you just check where most of your time went and see where, it's most important in your work. And you allocate those times to what's supposed to be done. And that's how you use it. So yeah, that's all about first and second order consequences. Just be cautious of the choices that you make every day, and just know whatever choice you make, there's going to be a second consequence to it. And yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks.